الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الكريم وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله ثم ما بعد. Tonight is our class in the famous book Riyadh-us-Saliheen, Progress of the Righteous by Imam Nawawi rahimahullah ta'ala, and we're still in the Kitab al-Sabr, the book of patience. So now we will take Bab Fadl al-Sabr ala Ghadabi, the chapter of the virtue of being patient while a person is angry. And the Shaykh, he brought the hadith of Abi Abdurrahman Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, where he mentioned, he said, a narration about the Prophet ﷺ, where the Prophet was given dawah in Ta'if, and Darbahu Qawma, and his people, and they were considered from the Prophet's people, the outskirts of Mecca. They struck the Prophet with hijab, with the rocks, and he said, as if I'm seeing this, as if I'm watching this happen to the Prophet right now. This is how vivid it was in the mind, in the heart of Abdullah ibn Mas'ud. So he went on to tell the story how they struck the Prophet with these rocks. He said, and the Prophet ﷺ, and he grabbed his face in the blood, and then he made dua to Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. He said, Allahumma, Allahumma, ماذا اللهم لا مش هذا اللهم اغفر لقومه فإنهم لا يعلمون. نعم اللهم اغفر لقومه. Allah, forgive my people, قومي, my people. فإنهم سببية فإنهم ماذا لا يعلمون, and they don't know the reality of what they're doing. And Imam al-Nawawi brought this in the chapter. Sheikh Muhammad al-Taymin, he explained to show that all of the prophets and messengers, they were tried like this because of the responsibility of their mission, because of that which Allah gave them of their mission to call the people to what's right, to forbade the people about what's wrong, and to preach to the people the way of Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala, the worship to Allah, the tawheed, not to make partners with Allah. And then what comes with that is that they were annoyed and harmed by the people. And that, from amongst the things they also had been given by Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala, the obligation of carrying that harm. Not to strike back, because normally if someone was to hit you, what's your first reaction? Hit them back. Somebody hit you in the head. Can you imagine? You're going to say, oh, that's first thing you would have to think, like, if I hit him back, am I going to go to jail? Or am I going to hit him? You might even say, I'm going to kill him. Out of instinct. But here, Prophet he did it. He grabbed his face and he grabbed the blood from his mouth, and he made dua to Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. So this shows that the mission, when you're involved in calling to the deen of Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala, even these days now, it's less than that. Just being a Muslim, wallahi. Can you imagine you're not a prophet, you're not a messenger, you're not imam, you're not da'i, you're not talaba, and you're just Muslim army, bus, what you have to tolerate. Maybe someone he spit on you. Maybe someone he wants to physically harm you. You have to think, you see. Because maybe the consequence of your actions would be greater than his other وَالْجَرْعُ لَكُمْ, his transgression to you, you see. So this, as Shaykh al-Taymin said, these narrations لا يحدث لنا عبثا. They're not just mere stories. Oh, this is nice, like the Bible story and the Christianity used to hear. No. This is for the one to take an ibrah, to take a lesson from it, to see where he can take it and apply it to his or herself. And this was the way of all of the prophets and messengers, including the last of them, the chief of them, the best of them, وهو محمد بن عبد الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. ونسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى أن يتصبرنا يعني على يعني ماذا أذى وعلى غضب وعلى كل ما من أصاء من يعني ماذا يعني من يعني ما أصابتنا من حكمة الله وعلمه عز وجل. Ask God تبارك وتعالى to give us forbearance, give us the ability to يعني restrain in that which harms us, that which reaches us of يعني calamity. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect us. فإنه سميع الدعاء إنه مجيب الدعوة إنه على كل شيء قدير. He hears all of the supplication. He is able to answer that, and He has power over all things. وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على رسوله الكريم وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. Any questions, comments, or corrections? Well, I always say this after my dark since I've been here in 2 years, because I could make a mistake, or maybe someone have yani faida, yani, or yani they just have yani a question about something. Don't wait till it's over and leave and you say, oh, you know what, I want to ask Ukashu, ask the Sheikh.
وضع الآية من اعتدى عليكم فاعتدوا عليه بمثل ما اعتدى عليكم.
والله يا أخي بارك الله فيكم أحسنت. وهذا يعني أنفع من الذهب. It's a beautiful question, is more valuable than gold. What about the verse where Allah said in Surah Al-Baqarah فمن اعتدى عليك, whoever does this فاعتدى عليه بمثل ما اعتدى عليكم, tayyib, do what someone does to you back, injustice. Wallahi, the Ahl al-Dalala, al-Khawarij, wal-Daesh, and the ISIS, they use this in this whole scenario about the pilot from Jordan, the Jordanian pilot from Jordan. And wallahi, إلى الآن ما نعرف هل نتصدق بهذا أو نكذب به. We don't know to believe this or not believe it, because wallahi, a lot of this is like TV. They can make it appear and this and that. Almost that. But let's say this is haqq, and they put this before the world. They said this is right because when they shoot the missiles and they drop the bombs, this is what happens to the people. The rubbish and the buildings are burning and they're trapped. So we need to do this to him. And Shaykh Islam Taymiyyah, he mentioned that this ayat is muqayyid, laysa mutlaqan, bal huwa muqayyid. Shaykh Islam Taymiyyah mentions Majmu' Fatawa that this is a restricted verse. It is not left open generally. And we know this from the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, when in the time of Ali during the fitna. And we only just talk about this not to say, look at them and look at they had the problem and look at Sahaba. Allah. Hum ashraf al-nas, came a bayan Nabi sallam. As the Prophet mentioned, they're from the best of the generation, because he said the best generation is my generation. They're from that generation. But to take again a lesson from it, Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib became so mad at the people when they were making shirk to him. He said, kindu a fire. Just the one who said to him, you are Allah. He said, okay, I'm Allah, kindu a fire. So now, if you're making shirk and I'm Allah, I have the right to do what? Put you in the fire. So, I told the people, jump in the fire. And Abdullah ibn Abbas, he said to him, did not you hear the Messenger sallam, have you lost your mind? Have not you heard the Messenger say, لا يؤدب بالنار إلا رب النار. The none can punish with fire except the Lord who created that fire. Have you not heard this narration, O Amir al-Mu'mineen? So as he heard this from Abdullah ibn Abbas, the anger started to subside, as all of this was out of anger and trying to exercise something that was right against something that was evil. And then he ordered them to put the fire out. So this, Shaykh Islam Taymiyyah mentions this narration shows that this is restricted. That it's not just all the way across the board, whatever somebody does to you, you can do to him. Not like that. But yes, in general sense, you can. But there's some restricted things that you can't do that's only befitting for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Or in some cases when we talk about the tribes and so forth, where some Sharia before, maybe they used to kill and do things, but we can't do, like the issue of Moose and Kither. Moose and Kither. You cannot kill your child fearing kufr for him. Like in that narration. This from the Sharia of Musa. So this restricted to the Ummah before us. Although it's in the Quran, you can't say, I'm going to do this, because I fear kufr for you. I brought you in, I'm going to take you out. Boom! Kill your son. You can't do that. La yajuz. So that ayah, and not to be used all over across the board, although the Khawarij use it like that, and the ISIS and this, is Dallu Sabil, this is a straightness at its best. Then we say that it is restricted, just as Shaykh Islam Taymiyyah mentioned, and we found the Sahaba quoting this from the Messenger Sallam, that some things are restricted only to Allah, and not that verse in Surah Al-Baqarah is general to them, as that which they did to you is restricted. Wallahu ta'ala a'lam. Barakallahu feekum. صلى الله وسلم وبارك على رسوله الكريم وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا هو أستغفره ونتوب إليه. جزاكم الله خير. Still going? You're still going? You see the numbers?